Good afternoon, students. This is Bhavna Ire speaking. Good afternoon, all. Basically, this we are going to see today the assignment number 5, which is implementation of calculator using Lex and Yak. Okay, of Law Software Laboratory 5. Out of which assignment number 1 was based on 1 and 2 was based on pass 1 and pass 2 of an assembler. Then assignment number 3 was based on, actually it was a study assignment based on macroprocessor. Assignment number 4 also we have seen, which is the implementation of your lexical analyzer using C language. And now we are going to see the assignment number 5, which is implementation of calculator using Lex and Yak. Okay, everybody knows what is Lex. Okay, we have seen already the steps which are followed by the Lex when it scans a particular statement. Okay, lexic analysis we have already seen, and we have also seen the 6 phases of compiler. Okay, so out of which we are going to get the output of Lex and Yak. Now, aim of this particular assignment will be to write a program for implementing a calculator for computing the particular expression. Okay, let us suppose you are given as what? Given as input what? For 3 plus 4. So it should give you output as what? 7. Okay, but using Lex and Yak. Okay, so algorithm, first of all we'll see the algorithm. Basically the Yak program, basically also we have seen the 3 parts of it in the theory, that is declaration part, then it has a transition rules, okay, and C routines, that is functions also we write in here in this particular part. Okay, so first part is declaration. Every part is followed by this double % sign, means what? The particular part has been ended. It indicates that thing. Okay, this we have seen in theory. Basically the declaration part, it can include your standard IO files. It will define your global variables. It will define the list of rules at the place to start the processing. Then it will define the tokens used by the parser. It will define the operators as well as the precedence. Okay, after that the second section is what? Rules section. This rules section will define the whatever input you're going to pass. Basically we have to define some rules for that. We have seen what is production rules. Okay, production rules means what? If I'm saying a plus b, then what it is going to do? Basically it's going to add the 2 variables. With respect to that also we have to go for plus sign, minus sign. It may be a binary operator, it may be a unary operator. Depending upon the operator it will change. Okay, so rules section will define the rules for the particular program or whatever the section is there. After that, in the next section is the program section. Here you have to define the functions, whatever subroutines or whatever functions you're going to use for the processing. You have to define it in this section. After that, we always know every particular program has a main function. So we have to use the main function, and in that particular function we have to call the parse routine to start the particular program. Okay, the particular may have any error. So for error handling we have a function called as a error function. This error handling subroutine also prints a error message if it is there. Okay, then after that there is a wrap function, the wrap routine that returns the 1 value when the end of the input will occur. Okay, now here we are going to have a program. Basically here we are going to have a file called as a calc.lex file, which will contain the include statements for standard input and output as a programmer file information if we have the -d flag with the Yak command. Okay, and then also we have to include this file called as a y.tab.ah. This file contains definitions for tokens that the parser program uses. Okay, now we are going to see this code, basically how the code will work. First part we'll see, obviously that is a Lex part. The first part is the definition part, declaration part, which we have already seen upwards. First part is always declaration, starting with the % sign, and this one. As this declaration part is over, we have to use the double % sign. Then sreader.h file, y.tab.h file. Then also we have seen whatever variables we are going to use, we have to declare it here itself. So we have to use this variable in the particular processing. So we are going to declare this extern int variable. Okay, this part is finished. That is declaration part. After that, the next part was a rules section, as we already said. Okay, so whatever rules we are going to define, see as we are going to see as we are going to do the numbers processing, we will be using the numbers which are from 0 to 9, and as per the TOC rules and regulations, production rules and regulations, as you all know. Plus indicates what? That should be a number at least. Okay, so it can be a 0 from 0 to 9. Then this function, particular function we are going to use, that is a to I function. A to I function will convert a particular thing. If the particular person enters any string, then will be converted into integer, and the particular output of the particular function will become in the y by lval particular variable. Okay, after processing we are going to return the number. Okay, then slash t, this particular part is n, slash n is for new line, return 0. After that it is going to return the text of the first value. Then this particular section is ended. Rules section. Next part is a function part. As we already said, there is a y_wrap function. It is going to return a value called as a 1. Return type is what? Integer. Okay. Then next is a yak part. Next part we have already seen. Next part is a yak part. As usual, the first part is the declaration part. It is going to include your header file called as stdio.h. Next is the variable, that is int flag is equal to 0. Declaration part is done. Next is some declaration part is remaining. There is a token, we are going to take it as a number. Then percent left, plus minus left, multiplication, division, and percent, opening bracket and closing bracket. These all things are what basically whatever operators we are going to use, that we have defined here. If you are going to use more than this operator, you can define it, but basically for a simple calculator we are going to use plus, minus, multiplication, division, and percent. That is a mod, opening bracket and closing bracket, if we are going to put any brackets. Okay, the declaration part is over. After that we are going to define the arithmetic expression. So arithmetic expression E, which is going to give you output as what? Result, which is present in integer. So it is percent d, dollar is the output. So remember here, whatever after processing, whenever you do any processing, after the output is already saved in all dollar. Okay, so you do processing, plus, minus, multiplication, division, output will be saved in a dollar. Okay, so return type is a integer. Basically it is percent d, the output will be what? Percent dollar. At the end return 0. Now we have defined here what? E is your expression, which is the arithmetic expression E, which is the output actually. So how we are going to define it? E is what? Basically E plus E. E plus E is what? E, this E is basically $1 plus $3, addition of two numbers, and the output will be saved in dollar, as we already said. Similarly, E minus E, same thing, $1 minus $3. E multiplication E, similarly here, mod, and after that this is a left and right. Something will be there in the left and the right brackets. Okay, and after that, after if the particular number has only single number present, then we have to assign that number to the $. So for that this scenario is present. Okay, so here what we are doing, basically processing part is done. Okay, and at the end we are going to write the function, void main function. This main function will have the enter the arithmetic expression that we have to have. It is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and round brackets. Then after that parse function will be called. If flag is equal to 0, then the entered arithmetic expression will be valid. At the end, y error function is there to deal with the errors in the syntactical errors if it is present. If it is present A, if you want to deal with A plus B, and if B is not present, in that case the arithmetic expression is not valid. In that scenario, we have to say the particular error, that is entered arithmetic expression is invalid, and flag will be set to 1. Okay, and how to get the output? Basically, after writing these two files, you have to save the lex file with the extension .l, and you have to save the yak file with the extension .y. Okay, and after that, when you will come to the command prompt, you have to follow these 4 commands. Okay, yak /d, then the particular file name .y, then second command will be lex, the file name .l, then gcc lex.yy.c space y.tab.c -w, then after that normal running expression, normal running command, that is ./a.out, you will get the result. Okay, so if you have query, kindly contact me. Thank you so much.